What's up, Rubits? Little Big Robots back. If you like little versions of big robots, mostly robots, robotic things, model kits, toys, as well as the occasional doll content, please subscribe. You should be able to do that right there. Hit that for me because I'm trying to get around 4,000. Most of you don't who watch don't subscribe. It'd be cool if you did because I put out 2 or 3 videos a week. So if you like that kind of thing. Today I'm looking at, this is not a robot, but I love this kit. I love this kind of line of whatever these are. I never ever know, but these are figure-eyes standards, amplified. I reviewed some of the other kits. If you put figure-eyes in my search, you'll probably see them. They are essentially Digimon tamers. Look, guys, girls, and others out there, I am 40-something years old. never got into Pokemon. I was a little bit after my time, but I love the designs a lot of time. These figure-eyes standard kits are basically more detailed kind of kits that are usually of figures or figure-like. You know, they're a little more detailed. But they're not. No, they're not cheap, but they're not super expensive, and they're just fun to build. Pretty easy builds, and they give you some really cool designs, like stuff that would look like an action figure sitting on your shelf. You know, I saw this guy, and I love the other ones. The what were they called? War Greymons and all those weird ones. So this guy is called Beelzemon, like Beelzemon, like hey Mon, I'm the devil, I guess. Some great details. The skull, these are all separate bits. It has some of these wire bits, which, by the way, my kitten was just dying to chew up, so I had to stop them. It has these interesting, again, I don't know the characters, so forgive me, but it has these really interesting designs where the extra shotgun is held in place by these like tentacle things, which are just really cool. The shotgun itself, I don't do guns. I guess this guy's a gun guy. But still, you know, nice looking gun. It's literally just 2 parts with a barrel cap. So, you know, it's not the most cool thing in the world, but it's definitely detailed. Has other one, you can attach these onto the feet like that, using these extra little parts they give you. He's got this cool tail, which again is wired. So you should be able to bend it and pose and stuff like that. The one problem I had with making this tail is that you're placing parts on the wire, place on the wire, place on the wire, place on the wire. And when you get to the cap, you need to push against the wire to place the cap on, but you're also pushing against these things which push them out against the cap, if that makes sense. So it doesn't get it that tight, but you know, there's probably a trick to doing it that eventually I would get better at. But I love that tail. I think that's really cool. They have neat little things like that that aren't always, they don't always work perfectly, but when they do, they look really cool. Again, nice little details. You can see the seams here. They're not seamless, but generally the armor and bits is split, what I like to call like an armor seam, not a seam line, where it is supposed to be there. Like in the kneecap there, it's not really supposed to be there. It's supposed to be cloth, I believe, right? So that seam there, that split is kind of obvious. You'd have to seam line that. But these, you can see that could be there. Those could technically be 2 separate parts. So the seams aren't too bad. They're hidden well enough. You've got the zipper is a separate part. All these are separate parts. He has a cool, midsection there. He can pose well. This was a little confusing when you get to this part of building these arms about which one you were supposed to. So just go slow. I accidentally reversed it. That kind of messed me up a little bit. The hands are fantastic. They're real simple, though. They don't really even bend or do anything crazy, but the thumb does. So you can still get some really cool views. They do have these hands for shooting, though. So if you wanted to make him shooting, you could take one of these. I believe you slap it like this. And it should be pretty easy to pop on here. Yeah, see? This I really liked. Because a lot of times, I mean, look at that. Look how easy that was to pop that on there. And look, he's got his finger on the trigger. So a lot of times with hand swaps, when you're doing a, you got to do like, oh, he's got to hold his gun now. You've got to break off the cap here, the hand guard. You got to unplug and stuff like that. That you literally just plug it in. So that's really cool. That might loosen up over time, so that might not be the best. But again, you know, he could look like he's ready to shoot. It has this nice fur kind of faux fur plastic here. So everything should be pretty easy to paint if you wanted to paint them, except, oh boy, except for the wire bits. Those are rubber coated. So he has these stickers on the eyes. I don't know if you can see those. I'm sure you can. They are quite... it's not that they're annoying. I do stickers fine, and they're covered a bit, but I don't know why they just didn't paint those or give you like a gloss eye or something. But, oh, and this is funny. When you're putting the hair together, it tells you, be careful of the hair, it's sharp, but yet you have to push in literally like this. I'm finding that not too bad. Yours might be even sharper. If you have a kid, though, be aware. That could literally break the skin. So be careful with that. But other than that, I freaking love this guy. I think I like how model kits now can, no, they've done this for a while, but I love how you are building a model kit like you're building a tank with angles and, you know, hard parts. But when you put it together, it comes out looking like an organic person or creature or something, right? Oh, and this is another interesting thing. These little toe spikes, I prefer them without them. Now, see, he does have a gap there, but you could probably fix that. But look how much cooler he looks, I think, without the toe spikes. As a matter of fact, I think he would look cooler with regular hands as well. He would just look a little less cartoony, which I guess it's kind of the idea, but still a really, really, really interesting figure. I thought he was really, really cool. I don't think he has any toe crunch or anything. He has the basic. He has these cool spurs on the back, actually spin. So you can see, again, the seam lines in the back are much worse, but just assembling them like this, it's not so blatant. This is interesting because the side of his arm has the guard on it. So you kind of, it's weird. You have a rotation with the wrist like that, but you also have the bending and then a rotation here. So it's really, you've almost got too much to mess with. I wish these, the blades, I wish those curled up. There might be a way to do that. Maybe you could even use a shooting hand, like instead of with the gun, you could just use it by itself. Let's see what that looks like. I mean, that's kind of cool. It's like he's saying, come here. So that's kind of a nice little touch. He could be holding something even maybe other than the gun. Except he does have that little thing where the gun slides in there. You could snap that off. But other than that, that's pretty cool. So I just think he's a really interesting looking dude. These Figure Eye standard kits are so... they're so... I don't know what it is. It's like you're building your own figure, which... You know, you could just probably buy one for $20-something. These Digimon and stuff that I found tend to be pretty pricey. So this is a good way to kind of get one for cheap. And then you get a cool looking dude on your, oops, focus now. You get a cool looking dude on your shelf who once you set him up is just really, and he doesn't have stand holes, but of course these you just use a stand with, like a typical model stand. Now, he doesn't really have a hole for the stand either, but you could easily put a grabbing one around him. But I bet he'll stand on his own just fine. I haven't really messed with him yet a lot. I have so many to review. I just kind of build them and stick them on the shelf. But he's standing fine. Also, I build these really fast. I have so many model kits. So you're going to see a few gouge lines, but if you really look, it's really hard to see. I don't have too many blatant, do you know what I mean? Like gouges and stuff. So the dark covers it all up. He's a really, just a cool looking critter. So not bad at all. Hope you enjoyed. Go pick him up. This is the Digimon something Beelzemon. He's definitely going on my shelf for a while, and then I'm going to pack him away with the other model kits until I take him out to customize them stuff. But really, really cool. Have a good one, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.